This is Lydia from Linbay Machinery. Today I will introduce small tips during the installation of the roll forming machine. I have a roof panel roll forming machine in my left hand. I will explain how to adjust the roller scap when the roof panel profile comes out, don't meet your requirements or have a big difference with the profile joint. It is probably the roller scap is not correct. So we will need to use feeler gauge to measure the roller gaps for each station. If you don't have the feeler gauge, you can use a strip of the thickness you will to produce, like in my hand, to test the roller scap as well. Now we put the feeler gauge inside the roller scap. You can see the gauge is bigger than the thickness we will produce. So we have to adjust the shaft position to make the roller scap smaller. First step, 可以 loosen the upper nut. And the second step, you tighten the lower nut. Then the shaft will go down a little bit. Now you have to pay attention to the gaps. The upper roller should touch the feeler gauge, and it can pass with a little bit stress. After that, you have to tighten all the nuts. The second situation is the gap is too small to pass the feeler gauge. Now we have to adjust the shaft position as well. The first step, you have to loosen the lower nuts. The second step, you have to tighten the upper nuts. And pay attention to the gap as well. When the feeler gauge can pass with a little bit stress, it is done. And the last step, tighten the lower nut again. All the stations you have to do this process, and as both sides together. Sometimes the customer will produce like 550 high yield strength roof panels, so that you have to use a feeler gauge smaller than the thickness of steel coil you will produce.